as a supplier in health and safety, we can make a difference in helping people to go back home safely with their own families. And the better we are in this, the more impact we're having.
For the past 50 years, SPI has been influenced by its values. The values instilled by Paul-Émile Tremblay, its founder, 50 years ago. So values based on people, and that's how we developed and molded this company.
My name is Martin Tremblay and I'm the CEO of SPI Health and Safety. My dad founded SPI in 1972 in northern Quebec in a city called L'Abbé, in the basement of his parents. My dad's kind of business, or father's house and business, burnt, and somehow he saw a need for fire extinguishers in the area. He met a salesman and started to buy fire extinguishers and then selling them people around and then refilling them. And that just was the beginning of the business. Not really kind of like with the idea of I want to start a business, but just to fulfill a need that was there. The beginning of the 80s is an important timeline for SPI because that's when we started to sell safety equipment products. So we went from just fire extinguishers to really selling safety equipment. That was huge for our timeline. The beginning of the 90s, there was another important milestone. We lost a huge customer that was 50% of the sales. So we went from $3 million in sales to $1.5 million overnight. That was huge in terms of who we became through the years, and to this day we still have the scars of that. That's for sure. 95, I arrived. That is, that kind of brought a change. Obviously, my dad was in a kind of at the end of what he wanted to accomplish, and I was totally at the beginning. That brought a different energy in the business, for sure. The end of the 90s were our first acquisition that we made. So we didn't have a clue about acquisitions before. We had no desire to do it. 2003, when my dad totally retired, that was different. I was by myself. I could not go into his office, and we stopped arguing and together. And 2005 is another one where we moved the distribution center from northern Quebec to Montreal area, where we slowly changed the head office from Jonquière to Montreal. And then 2013, first president outside of my dad and myself. Up until now, we still have a president that is not someone from the family, in Kim.
My name is Kim Levesque, and I'm the president of SPI. I've been working at SPI for almost 17 years now. When I first met Martin, his passion inspired me. He described the vision for SPI, and I automatically believed it, and I wanted to join in. So when I started with SPI, the services and products that we offered were more limited. So we sold fire services and personal protective equipment only. Now, 17 years later, we can say that we're a much more well-rounded company in health and safety because we sell consulting services, we sell trainings in health and safety. We continue to sell the PPE, and we also do fire services, but we've added multiple services to make sure that the customer is well supported in his health and safety, and that workers can go home safely every day. Being able to do acquisitions almost every year and creating value in most of those acquisitions would be a big accomplishment also. When I started with SPI, we were 80 employees, and now we're getting to the 500s. So again, building that team is the biggest accomplishment.
My name is Nancy Casantino, Talent Acquisition Manager at SPI Health and Safety. I was hired on October 9th, 2018. My role is to find talent that lives and breathes our values and culture. Our values are lived on a daily basis and are lived through 4 things. So the first one is we're looking for people that are go-getter. Second one, we're looking for people that love to render service. Thirdly, and we're looking for somebody that likes to innovate, and ultimately somebody that's passionate. And for me, these are simple values, and that was one of the reasons why I've joined SPI, that I felt it was close to my heart, all those 4 values.
Keeping that alive and having our people take actions based on these values, I think has been a great fuel to grow our company and be successful and become the leader in health and safety in Canada.
I see SPI in 20 years mainly, kind of like in a leadership role, getting ready to have the capacity to become a global leader in what we're doing. So I see a lot of what we're doing now, but in bigger numbers, more customers, better ways to help them, and then more profits, more impact in communities where we can get involved with the profits we're making. So that's really where I'd like to see SPI, and hopefully I'll be surprised and we'll even do more than what we're doing now.